Hello, YouTube. Ugh, there's that thing again. It stays. It's like a herpes. I should call it herpes, but I don't know what I'm actually gonna call it because it's just, well, it is kind of useful every once in a while. So I guess you can stay. Welcome back to Attack of the B Team with Kankadia. So I decided I definitely want to work on a Galacticraft today. But first thing I want to do is I want to expand my MFR system a little bit. I mean, I always plan to have expanded it over here, but here's my thinking. I'm going to go and find some wolves and put them in this pair here. That's what I've already designed it for. But this one over here, I've already got the pair designed. But what I really want from this actually is mushrooms, because I was flying around for a while, and I actually managed to find a fungi forest biome containing mushrooms. So what am I going to do with mushrooms? Well, I'm going to use this block here, the rancher, to make mushroom stew. Now, seriously, I can do it, and apparently, it's a liquid. So I think I might be able to put it into one of these portable tanks. That is, once I empty it. So if you can see what's inside this one, it's full of oil. That's right, I found oil, and it was actually where I thought it was. So this was my adventure, and I wish I got this on camera, but I was doing some other things at the time, so I wasn't able to. So here is what happened. A couple episodes back, I was doing some mining, and I came across this stuff that looked like oil. It was black, it was a liquid, but it wouldn't let me use a bucket to pick it up. And I was like, oh, maybe it's some kind of bugged water or something. So I let it alone, and I just went on my way. Now I'm getting this stuff already here, and I actually built a refinery last episode. I was not able to locate any oil easily enough. So I went flying around, see if I can find any. Could not find anything. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, where does oil actually spawn? Well, let's look it up. So oil, it is a fluid. Here, crude oil from Galacticraft. That's the only oil that's listed in this mod pack. And I know the fact crude oil typically generates on the surface in oceans and in deserts. So I was looking around for an ocean that had it, didn't really find anything there. Looking around for a desert, I was like, well, I'm not really seeing any deserts here. I found a lush desert over to the northwest, but it really didn't fit the bill. Then I was looking at this NEI interface here, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, what's missing from this picture? Can you guess? Dun, 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 dun. Time's up. Okay, so what's missing from this picture is an oil bucket. There is no oil bucket in the NEI database for this mod pack. You cannot put oil in a bucket for some bizarre reason. So that means the only way you can collect oil at all in this mod pack is using a portable oil extractor and a filled oil canister. Yeah. That was my first reaction too. Believe me. Fortunately, I learned that you can actually take a filled oil canister like this from what you get from a lovely empty liquid canister, and you can do is you can just, after it's filled by using the portable extractor, you can right click on a portable tank from thermal expansion to fill it. So this I had to fill back and forth. I found one small and two large oil spouts underground in my mine over north there. Do you know why? Because it's an extreme hills biome. It's one of the vanilla biomes. I started thinking to myself, wait a minute. So if Galacticraft doesn't necessarily have an add-on or a compatibility with biomes of plenty, then it may only spawn at all in vanilla biomes. So I'm like, wait a minute, do I know a vanilla biome? So I might as well go back. And I'm like, wait a minute, that stuff I found a couple episodes back, was that actually oil? Yes, it was. So I've got almost 2 full portable tanks. These are reinforced portable tanks. There's almost 60 buckets filled with oil. So this is going to be more than enough to power my spaceship for quite some time. I may even use it as a fuel source if I can get around to it. I think it still works in a compression engine. So what's the difficulty right now? Well, first thing, okay, this refinery is powered. I believe that because this thing is black, that means that I can use fluid duct to transmit this oil into here. Let's see if it works. So if I hit this with a wrench, so with just the output mode, it should hopefully work. Yes! We have success! You have no idea how happy this makes me. So we've got oil going in here. Let's see how big the tank is. There's about 20 buckets in there. We'll take the whole thing. Excellent, cool. So I'll grab that. And how's this thing looking? That was, it's odd. Oh, there's some left in the tank actually. You know, I should probably, well, yeah, I should probably leave the tank there for appearance's sake. So there's 24 buckets in the buffer, and there's also a little bit left over in the tank. So I'm gonna, whoa, stop. Output only. So yeah, it's a little bit left in there. Cool. So now that I have that, I'm actually gonna, anyway, that's actually a better idea. So give me a second. There we go. This makes a lot more sense. So, in theory, what this should do when I flip the switch, so to speak, it will move all of the oil, as much as it can, out of here in its refinery oil tank, through the refinery process into the refinery fuel tank, and then export that to this reinforced portable tank. It doesn't actually have to. I could run a fluid duct line over here to the fuel loader, but honestly, I don't think this thing. I mean, if this is the same. This thing only requires about 20 buckets to be totally full. And we're talking about 60 buckets worth of oil in this system. So let's give it a shot. And my understanding about the whoa, that was a fast drain. Okay, why did that happen? Hang on a sec. You know, I am fast adopting a motto, which I think is going to carry me fairly high. In fact, it may even carry me all the way to the moon. That is, when dealing with Galacticraft technology, just shove an energy cell on top of it and see if it works. Okay, so it's working. It's getting power. Not sure why it didn't before, but it's working about very, very slowly. So that's 1/1000th of a bucket per second, so that's very slow, but that's the way it is. So for some reason, this thing is getting power. You know what? I bet that's what it is. So this thing is output at 400 RF, but the lead-zone energy conduit can only output at what is it? Let me see here. Yeah, is it 40 or 80? So I think it was a question of not enough voltage, which is strange though, because the electric compressor is only 5 kilowatts at 120 volts. But the refinery is only 8 kilowatts at 120. I guess that's enough of a difference to make it not work fast enough to get power. So, okay, so this is working. What I'm worried about right now is that it seems like it's not transporting. So hang on a second. I'm gonna wait until it hits 1,000 and see which way it goes. So 1 sec. Ah, there we go. Okay, so the problem was in this case, the refinery does not automatically output liquid, so you have to force it by putting a redstone signal into a fluid duct. So this is being exported, and this thing is going to slowly fill up with 32,000 MB. So this system is not great. So when this fills up, which is going to be eventually, there's still going to be more in the system, so I may need a bigger one. What I actually really want to do is make the final tier of portable tank, but I think that requires, what is it, pyrethium or something? Let me look this up. Yeah, what I've got now is 2 of these reinforced portable tanks, which are made with hardened glass. But the next level of it is resonant portable tanks, which are made with enderium ingots, which you make with, where is it? Yeah, you take an enderium blend plus pyrotheum dust, which I think you get in the nether somehow. Put that in an induction smelter with enderium blend, which is resonant ender bucket plus shiny type metal. I think I have 1 shiny metal at this point with some pulverized tin. Gives you 4 of that. And this is a resonant ender bucket, which is ender pearls, and it's only going to 250. So this is 4 ender pearls per bucket. So that would make this, what is that? 4. So 4 of these gives you 4 of these. So 4, basically an ender pearl per blend, and then the blend gives you 1-to-1. So for pretty much an ender pearl per ingot. So it's not impossible, but right now it's pretty much in my range. I think I only have like maybe 6 ender pearls, and I have no idea how to get pyrotheum dust. My understanding about it, see, I have 6. My understanding about it is you actually need some kind of protective gear, because I think if you try and handle it without some kind of fire protection equipment, you will be set on fire. So I may need to use some enchanting in order to work that. But in any case, this thing is processing up. But as I said last episode, the creating of the spaceship and fueling and everything is not the most difficult part about space travel. Oxygen is. So let me show you what I've done so far. I made an oxygen collector. I need to make a second one actually, but I ran out of materials. So I did a big mining trip, and that's how I found the oil tanks in the first place. Got a whole lot of lead and tin, which I was completely out of tin, believe it or not. Used up all that I had. So I need to run this compressor and get a whole lot. Let's just. Am I gonna need a whole stack? Maybe. Okay, now what is wrong with this? Okay, so I think I figured out what was happening here. So what I noticed before with this refinery not working was a symptom of a larger problem. Essentially, I am at the verge of taxing my system too high. So here's what I've done in order to temporarily alleviate that. I've done a bit of a switcheroo. Okay, sorry about that. So what I was able to do is I ran a leadstone line, basically bypassing the Galacticraft stuff and running straight over to the MFR system over here with the auto enchanter that way. Then I went back and I teed off from, I think that's the correct term, from the leadstone into the hardened energy cell that I've been keeping in my bag for emergencies. So I'm always using up there with the refinery. Now I have that running. You can see here, if I can get up. I've got it input at 40, which is the max for the leadstone, but I've got it outputting at 400 RF. So it's got enough of a buffer that I can run hardened energy con, which I just made, which is now running all of my Galacticraft stuff. So I think this system should keep it from being too much of a draw on any one thing. At least for now. We'll see how it goes. But like I was saying, next thing I want to do is build if I can get this to. I don't know why I think this shift click doesn't work on this thing every once in a while. I don't know. But I need to build. I already built one, because it's up here, one oxygen collector. How oxygen collectors work is if you put them near leaves from trees. I'm not sure if it's actual leaves or if it just if it's just leaves, or if it has to be leaves attached to trees. I'm not quite sure how it works exactly. But I know I'm going to need at least one of those up on the. Well, actually, it's good. I might actually need 2. Oh, no, I'm going to plan for my space station first, and then after the space station, I'm going to plan for the moon. So I think I'm going to basically have to make parallel steps in terms of oxygen in any case. So oxygen collector down here to make all the tanks, and then I'm going to go up to the space station, plant some trees, use a collector there. Sorry, collector to, what is it, oxygen collector? I mean, I'll get this straight eventually. Oxygen collector, which connects to an oxygen compressor. And I think the oxygen compressor is what you use in order to go through tanks. So oxygen concentrator, do you need that for that too? Okay, so, I actually need, I think I have one spare. Yeah, do I? Oxygen collector. Yeah, okay, so I made one extra concentrator. I ran out of materials to make a second collector. So I need to make a second collector, and I need to make 2 compressors. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the way I think this is supposed to work, I think. So, oxygen collector goes fairly close to a tree. And avoids the slimes. Hey, where are you when I need you? Oh, I guess it takes care of the slimes when they get inside the house. When they're outside the house, they float from that island, which I'm thinking about destroying eventually, but it's kind of keeps me on my toes. Ta-da. Okay, anyway, so oxygen collector stays very close to oak leaves. I don't know how close it has to be, but it's fairly close. And for demonstration purposes, I grabbed that hardened energy cell just to see how this works. Export to the side. Okay, it's getting power. and it's storing oxygen fairly quickly. I'm glad about that. So how you export it is kind of odd. So I think, I'm not sure. Let me see what it looks. So there's the green side, which I believe is the power side. Is it getting power now? Nope. Okay, so green is power. So I think blue would be cable. I think the fans would be input. It's hard to tell sometimes. You just can guess. So I think take oxygen compressor and press it right next to it, though. Okay, so it's not getting input. It's not getting any power. Just grab some. Where's my cable? Just grab a little bit of hardened energy cable. Okay, and where is the? Okay, there's the power in. So hopefully this will work. Okay, so is it connected? Oh, it was a second ago. Yes, okay, it's got the graphics, so it's connected. So it should be getting power. Oh no, it's not getting power. This thing is connected. So, okay, out, in, power, and oxygen. Cool. So this thing took all the energy, all of the oxygen from this thing directly into here. So I don't have to use oxygen pipes for that. I'm very glad about that. So oxygen use 20 per second. Voltage is good with the hardened energy conduit. Excellent. So now next thing. How fast does it fill up a heavy oxygen tank? Place oxygen tank here to fill with breathable air. Is it working? I think so. There's no other tanks I can use, so I'm assuming this is correct. Yeah, I think it's working. It's just working incredibly slowly. See, it's got a little teeny red thing there. Okay, so this is our setup. This is where we're gonna have to reproduce on the space station. So power to collector to compressor, and now I'm really thinking about taking another one of these energy cells or two along with me, just for emergencies. But that's a different thing. So excellent. So this is the oxygen system we've got in terms of getting tanks. Next thing I need to work on is the bubble generator. I think that's just a matter of hooking up the collector to the generator using oxygen pipes. Oxygen pipes are very cheap to make. It just needs some glass panes, so that's not too difficult to manufacture. So I think we're in pretty good shape as regards to that. So what else can we do right now? Oh, oxygen gear, very important. So I need a gear and a mask, I think. So where's the mask? Oh, oxygen gear is just a concentrator and some pipes. So I need to make another one of these things. Be right back. Okay, so I'm actually pretty sure this is my first iron helmet of the game. So that plus glass panes equals oxygen mask. I'm out of inventory space, so let's head back into player form. Okay, so this is what this thing is for. Oxygen gear and oxygen mask. Very cool. Now I actually look like Arthur Dent. Let's check out the back here. Okay, so oh cool. So this is the sort of the hookups for the tanks. Excellent. Okay, so I'm definitely running out of time for this episode, so I think I'm gonna call it there a little bit early. But we are well on our way towards the moon. We've got the oxygen thing fairly well in hand, and I think we're realizing now how much the issue power is going to be. So I should probably make a couple more hardened energy cells. So till next time, it's been Kankadea for Attack of the B Team, and I'll see y'all later.